Get ready for it and hang on tight because this week's Hot 10 is going to blow you away. I'm not sure who did it or why, but the data doesn't lie, and these sales are through the roof. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today as we are taking a look at the hottest selling cards in Magic this week. And the cards listed in this Hot 10 are so unexpected that I had to do a recount a couple times to see if it actually added up the right way, but it does. And it's here, so you guys go ahead, watch the video, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. If you're one of those people buying these cards, you got to tell me why you did it. You got to share the wealth of knowledge with all the players who tune into this channel each and every day. All right, enough talking. Let's get from number 10 to number 1, the hottest selling cards in Magic. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are starting number 10 this week with Dan Dan from 5th edition. With 592 sales April 1st to the 7th of 2023. This card has an average price of $4.26 US. The market price is $1.82. And as you can see, it is 30 euro to get this card into your house. I gotta know why Dan Dan's on the list. And by the way, if I added up the Arabian Nights and some of the other editions, this card would be a lot higher. But this card is the one I went with because it had the highest single sales, and we are at 592. And for those who didn't know, Dan Dan is a 2-blue casting cost 4/1 creature. Cannot attack defending player if they control no islands. If at any time you control no islands, you bury the Dan Dan. It's like a giant goldfish coming to attack you. I remember using this back in 93, 94. It's kind of crazy to see this thing here. And yes, I'm showing the Chronicles version just because it looks kind of cool. And I wanted to share it with you guys. Amazing to see Dan Dan at number 10. I don't know what else to tell you guys. It just blew my mind. So there we have, and there's more, guys. This gets crazier. Let's go check out number 9. Now, number 9 this week is Ponder. 2012 edition with an average price of $2.46 US. The market price is $2.34. A foil will run you $26.36. Yeah, 2012 foils were hard to get. And of course, it's €1.67 to get this card in your house. 596 sales this week. It's Ponder. It's an amazing card, and of course, it gets played all the time. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. You may shuffle your library, and then you draw a card. I mean, it's Ponder. We're pondering the possibilities, and we have lots of options available, and that artwork is pretty sweet, I got to admit. I've always enjoyed the artwork. Now we're going down to number 8 this week, and that is going to be the Swiftfoot Boots, and I'm not surprised as much by this one. This one here at 652 sales, the average price is $1.14. The market price, 87 cents. That's US dollars. $6.65 for the foil and 69 euro to get this card to your house. This is a Commander staple, guys. Everyone uses it. You can take a look here. 2 casting cost. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. Of course, it's equipped 1. Everyone uses this thing. It's basically an auto include in so many Commander decks. And it's so inexpensive to get. I remember this card being like 10, 15 bucks. Maybe it's just me, but that's what I remember it costing. So way to see it go up here. 652 sales this week. And now we are heading down to the number 7 card. Yeah, White Sun's Twilight out of the blue has made it all the way back to number 7. The average price is only $2, and that's probably why it's on the list now. When cards get this cheap, when they start hitting this level of a glut in the market, people wait for these cards to be absorbed, and the market price being $1.55, the foil's $2.26, €1.89 to get this card to your house. It's around $3.50 here in Canada. It's a very inexpensive card for players to afford right now. From Phyrexia, all will be 1. When I look at this card, I loved it right away, but I knew the price would drop, and most of you should know that whenever these kind of cards come out, when they first hit the market, they have a higher price tag. About 90 days out, they start drifting down, and this one really has hit down hard. It's going to stay around this price. It's not going to go up. There's other imitation cards just like it that it just doesn't hold that kind of value long term for players. So it's going to be a great card for players to play with, but it's not going to have that holding or staying power of value. Now, we have a surprising card coming up. I got to share it with you guys because this one came out of nowhere, and that is Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth, Modern Horizons 2. Number 6, out of nowhere. These sales started appearing across multiple platforms, and when I checked in with my stores, A whole bunch sold at the local store level, 50 at one store. 817 sales. Average price, $9.76 US. The market price, $9.17 US. $12.58 for the foil, €6.52 to get this card in your house. It's around $15 here in Canada. And of course, this card is amazing. I've mentioned it many times on the channel. And for those who are curious, now Yavimaya Cradle Growth, before we get to the curiosity phase, each land is a forest in addition to other land types. But Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth has not had a consistent amount of sales. It only hit about 95 sales this week. I checked it and cross-checked it. I got up to 95 for different format versions of it, of the same card. It's not selling like Yavimaya, but again, Yavimaya is the exact kind of same type of card. Like, you know, Urborg does swamps, Yavimaya does green. We're always hoping to finish this playset. But when you look at this, understand this one is so low in price, whereas the Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth is still like 30, 40 bucks US. So this card has a lot of growth it could do, and I think that's drawn a lot of players out to buy this card. It's just so cheap right now that players are diving in, and they're probably thinking of future format uses. So cheap. It will get reprinted at some point, but how long Wizards waits, or what other card combinations they come up with to draw the value up in a card like this, if they add the blue, the white, the red, if they add the other land mana bases to this, it could get really disgustingly popular. So keep that kind of stuff in mind. Let's go ahead and take a look at the number 5 card this week, and that's the Hive. That's right, it's back in. 845 sales this week. Now, the average price is $3.18. That market price is $2.34. A foil, $3.86. Way too close together for me. €4.89 to get this card in your house. It's around $5 here in Canada for the Hive. I do see this card getting tremendous play on Arena. And of course, when you see cards like this all the time, I see these green-white decks with the Rot Priest, the Hive here. It says, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life, but you create a 1/1 Phyrexian Might that, of course, has Toxic, and this creature can't block. It also has the Corrupted thing, guys. A crazy card. Cheap, easy to use. I mean, it's an amazing addition to so many decks right now, just for the fact it can make, it's like a Bitter Blossom, right? It can make all kinds of little creatures and get you going. Toxic, man. Toxic is everywhere right now. Now, let's just jump down here. Let's go to number 4. You've been waiting for a while. We're getting there. And that is the Eternal Wanderer. 893 sales this week. Average price has dropped all the way down to $2. And that explains the sales volume on a card like this. The market price is $1.67 US. A foil, $2.98 US. €2.61 to get that card into your house. When you take a closer look at the Wanderer, I do like this card, but I'm using with cards that I kind of like blink in and out to get game effects going. And then if you use it with, what's it called? What's the Mother of Machines, you know, the big one. And she starts doubling effects. It can be pretty awesome when you blink out a creature, lets you search for lands, and then you trigger that effect again. It can be great combinations of cards being created, but it's a 6-drop to get it out. The fact that creatures don't have vigilance, but they do have double strike is kind of a plus minus. It's an okay card. But for $2, it obviously has drawn a lot of attention back to itself, where players are diving in saying, if I can get copies for $2, $3, why not? And that's exactly what's happening. It is only a rare after all. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the number 3 card this week. And that card is going to be Sheoldred's Edict is back. 1,103 sales this week. The average price is less than $1. The market price is less than $1. The foil is only $1.30 US. And it's 87 euro to get that card in your house. It's about $1.50 here in Canada. For those who haven't seen this card for a while, and I haven't seen it in a lot of arena play, this card has a nice choose effect. You know, each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature, each opponent sacrifices a creature token, or each opponent sacrifices a planeswalker. Yeah, my words are getting muddled. It's early in the morning as I'm doing this. Crazy stuff, guys. Great card. Has a lot of gameplay options to it. Going to see a lot of Commander play later on, especially if it doesn't get a reprint. If Wizards leaves cards like this on the table, doesn't get a reprint for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, cards like this will slowly etch up to that $5, $6 level. It's like an offer you can't refuse. You might as well buy a playset when it's cheap right now. You're not going to regret that decision at all. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the number 2 card this week, and that is the Conduit of Worlds. 1,348 sales. More players are buying into this card. Market price is only $2.14. The average price is $2.49 US. The foil is $3.39. A bit of a variation, over $1 difference. I like that. €1.85 to get that card into your house. And of course, when we take a look at this card closely, you can see it does have some game effects now that are quite desirable. And maybe this card will have future gameplay later on. It doesn't cost so much to get out that it's impossible, and commander play is possible with a card like this. Let's see what players do within the next 6 months, though. I don't think the price is going to shoot up anytime soon. Let's go ahead, guys. You've made it this far. You're down to your number 1 card this week. All right, man, we're going to number 1. It is the Haywire Mite. Back again. I don't know why it's here, but it's here. 1,983 sales. Average price, $3.40. Market price, $3.24. A foil is $4.99. €1.53 to get this card to your house, guys. This card has been holding a higher value as an uncommon. It's kind of a high price. So cards like this, you gotta beware. They may poke around quicker than people realize, but the sales volume is crazy on this card. It is a 1 casting cost 1/1. When the Haywire Mite dies, you gain 2 life. And of course, you can sacrifice it to exile a target non-creature artifact or a non-creature enchantment. That is the Haywire Mite, and this is your hot 10. These are the cards coming out of the blue that blow my mind. Dan, Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth, but not Urborg, and of course the Haywire Mite. Guys, we have some funky stuff going on right now, and it caught my attention. I hope it caught your attention too. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with the Moxman. And of course, we'll have the reserve list Hot 10 tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. Put those comments down in the comment section. And thanks again for letting me entertain you with these videos. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Well, you're here. You made it till the end of the video. Congratulations. And this is the part where I get to say thank you to all the fantastic patrons of my channel showing that support each and every day. Thanks again for being here. Patrons rock. Haywire Mite, Dan, Yavimaya. Now I know you made it to the end of the video. You're like, yeah, that's what you just told us. That blows my mind. Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth out of the blue with that many sales. Guys, that's tens of thousands of dollars. That's crazy money being spent on that card. No, that's like $16,000. That's a lot of money for this type of card to be sold in that quantity. Some of the stores I was calling, like, yeah, we sold all our copies this week. Some person came in and bought 10. They bought 4. They bought 8. They bought the retro. They bought the regular. Wow. That is a crazy amount of sales. Dan, there's got to be a deck construction with that, because I know before it was kind of popular. I forget which format it was. Was that Legacy or Vintage? Crazy stuff. I can't believe it. It's Dan at number 10. Dan. That's a card, like, it's not reserve list. I remember playing with it back in like 93, 94. And it's back. I think we used to use Phantasmal Terrain to turn things into islands. I mean, that's what we did. Put an unholy strength on that fish and let it go to town. It's evil goldfish. It's goldfish. Guys, that was an awesome video today. Thanks for hanging out. I'm looking forward to the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, of course, because you know what? Likes are good. It shows me that you like it. And I like you guys, so you got to give it likes. That's how it goes. Anyway, have an awesome day, man. I'm going to have some bacon now.